Hello, welcome back to Inebriated Warriors Cats review. I probably was supposed to subtract an S somewhere in there. Anyways, I'm Crow. As I said, I'm inebriated. A little bit more so than the past couple videos. So that's something. Today we're doing book 3 of the Prophecies Begin, Forest of Secrets. And honestly, the only thing that I remembered going into this book was Silverstream dying, because that was a very foundational moment for me in my childhood, because I really liked Silverstream. I think I got attached more to her name than to her, but I can admit she's still a pretty good character. So as I said, this is Forest of Secrets. The main plot points that you need to know. Fireheart and Greystripe went to visit Ravenpaw to get the absolutely critical details of what happened to Redtail. And so between that and talking to RiverClan, the consensus is, okay, Oakheart died from a rock fall, which means Redtail didn't kill him. So, let's see. Broken Tail is being harbored by ThunderClan. They're just keeping him prisoner. WindClan and ShadowClan, I'm not sure how they found out about it, but they did. And so they got mad at a gathering and then joined forces and attacked ThunderClan. And they managed to protect him and drive everybody out. Silverstream and Greystripe, who got together in the last book, are expecting kits. And so there's that. The RiverClan camp floods, and that leads to Mistyfoot losing her kits for 2 of her kits in a river for a while, and Fireheart and Greystripe save them. Let's see. Oh, throughout the book, we're getting hints about, especially in the prologue, we've got Oakheart bringing Stonekit and Mistykit, who we don't know that's their names yet, to Greypool for her to nurse them. And so over the course of the book, we find out, okay, Blue Star's kits that she lost are actually in RiverClan. They're Mistyfoot and Stonefur. But they don't know about this. And Fireheart swears to never tell them about it to Greypool. And I only say this because it's an important detail that he does tell them later on. Cloud Kit just causing all sorts of problems. He nearly got eaten by a badger in this book. He was up to some stuff, and he learns about his kitty pet heritage, and becomes an apprentice. And he gets to meet Princess's mother for the first time, or at least that he can remember. And it's a really cute scene. In my book, I've got the tabs, and I just recently added the purple tabs, which just means a sweet moment, and I quite like adding those. Let's see. Cloudpaw shenanigans. And the main kind of development in the book here is that Tiger Claw, well, first of all, Silverstream dies. There's 2 kits left. Feather Kit and Storm Kit. We don't find that out in this book, but that's who they are. Tiger Claw leads a bunch of rogues to ThunderClan and attacks them, and then tries to kill Blue Star. But Fireheart realizes what's going on and steps in just in time, and Fireheart gets named deputy once Tiger Claw is exiled. And Greystripe and the kits end up going to RiverClan, and then Yellowfang poisons Broken Tail with death berries and kills him in this book. There were a lot of things in this book that I didn't think happened until later. Yellowfang poisoning Broken Tail I thought was way later in the series. I also thought that Fireheart becoming deputy was later in the series. I'm not sure why, but I don't remember a single thing in Rising Storm, so that's going to be fun. I don't know if that's where the dogs start, because I always think of the dogs, I think of Dangerous Path, the 5th book. let's see. So, deputy changes were Tiger Claw to Fireheart. Bracken Paw becomes Bracken Fur. Um, Thorn Paw and Bright Paw are introduced, and Cloud Kid is made into Cloud Paw. And then Cinder Paw is officially moves to being a medicine cat apprentice, which takes a minute. Where to start? I want to mention the continuity error that I'm aware that if it's like in the very beginning of the book, sometimes they'll change the allegiances. Cinder Paw only just now became a medicine cat apprentice, and they have her listed in the allegiances in this book and the next one as Cinder Pelt. She did not get her full name this book. Let me be clear on that. And he has Cloud Paw. Fireheart already has Cloud Paw as an apprentice in the allegiances, even though it's the last third of the book that he actually becomes an apprentice. So, which of course that's important because him having an apprentice and everything is deputy and all that. Favorite part. Yellowfang killing Broken Tail was a lot more meaningful to me this time around. I like Yellowfang a lot more than I did the first time that I read it. And just the emotion of her killing him, realizing it, Fireheart coming in, and her making an excuse for it, but Fireheart knows. Something about that scene just really got to me. I'm not sure, like in an emotional way. And I'm not exactly sure why that was, but just something about it. And I would like to think that Fireheart asks her about it or says something to her about it later in the series, maybe when she's about to die. I don't even remember how she dies. So yeah, that, oddly enough, that was one of my favorite parts. The other favorite part is a scene as much as uh, a parallel in the book, which is just Silverstream and Gray Stripe mirroring Blue Star and Oakheart. And I don't remember a lot of my reactions to this other than Silverstream dying. And so I was 11 when I was reading this, actually probably closer to 10. So I don't really remember the way that I felt as far as the parallels there, if I noticed them as much, but it's like glaringly obvious to me, and they kind of, like, they give you a lot of hints. Like, I feel like it was pretty obvious what was going on way before Blue Star tells him anything about it. The least favorite part, I would say, again, is just Blue Star not listening to Fireheart when he says something about Tiger Claw. Just, I understand why, but it's really annoying. And it's one of the things that gets me about all the political drama and stuff in the later books, is just cats not believing each other. Um, and I also thought, like, there was a big argument between RiverClan and ThunderClan about who was going to get Gray Stripe and Silverstream's kids. I don't remember this ever happening in any later books where clans are arguing over who should get the kits. So that's one thing. But I don't know. It just seemed really dumb to be arguing over that when I guess they just both really needed more members of their clan, I guess. I'm not really sure. I also wonder if, because I haven't read Crooked Star's Promise, but I know a little bit about it. I wonder if he was really sentimental. I mean, he lost Silverstream and he wanted to have her kids. And maybe Mistyfoot too. I don't know. Let's see. Tiger Claw definitely got a little bit more hostile in this book, just in general towards Fireheart. Pretty sure he tries to drown Fireheart at one point. So it's like he was upping his ante way before the end of the book. And you see just how much it breaks Blue Star that he's betrayed her like this. and I thought that that was really well done. And I know, like, I was waiting because I knew she wasn't the cat that I remembered her to be when I was 10. Um, but I still understood why I liked her. Like, she wasn't even my favorite character, but I liked her well enough. And I was waiting for that moment when she just became so senile and just wasn't a good leader anymore. And I think it's when Tiger Claw betrays her, because you see how much that affects her in the book and in the writing. Um, let's see. I don't have any more notes, but I know I wanted to talk about more things, so I might hold you captive a little bit longer. Um, hmm. Maybe I didn't have any more. I did want to mention that I've been abbreviating names to two letters. So, for example, FH is Fireheart, RC is River Clan. But when you have Tiger Claw and Thunder Clan, you get sentences of TC leads rogues to TC. So that I thought that was funny. Anyways, the next book is Rising Storm, and I'll be getting started on that either tomorrow morning or tonight, depending on how far I get. And I'm really looking forward to seeing what happens in this one, because I just don't remember at all. Um, and I'm going to say that if you're rereading this series, this color coding could be a lifesaver. I've got just a little pouch that I carry around with me, and so the yellow is for major plot things. Uh, the blue is for a battle. Green is just overall StarClan BS. Pink is a death. The purple, as I said, was sweet moments, and then the orange is like leader changes, deputy changes, any type of name changes as well. I also think I threw in like clan loyalty or something, like changing clans, but I can't remember exactly. And then I've just got sticky notes as well that I stick in there. And this has really helped a lot. I enjoy seeing my books all nicely annotated like this. So I recommend it to anyone who's going to reread the series. Um, I'm also working on a Warrior Cats character theme songs as complete as I can possibly make it. There's probably going to be like 100 cats in it. Um, that might be terrible for everyone involved, mostly me, but I'm probably going to be working on that as time goes by. Um, as I reread and get to know the characters again and choose more songs. I've got quite a few picked out already. So I just wanted to mention that. I'm definitely in a Warriors hyper focus right now. But I will see you all when I finish Rising Storm. Bye bye. Oh, that was the camera.